Things are bad right now. And I know that's like saying water is wet or Ben Shapiro's wife is dry, because it's obvious. But I still feel like I need to say it anyway. For people who aren't rich and have basic human decency, it's been a real cheese grater fleshlight for a while. If you were to ask me what the state of America's mental health is right now, I would say Florida. Having lived in Florida for almost 10 years now, I can confirm that the reason there are so many awful people in Florida is because they need to be living in the hottest place possible in order to prepare for hell. But you want a real indicator as to how bad things are in America right now? 3 words: Christmas in July. No one who is genuinely 100% happy celebrates Christmas in July. Christmas in July is celebrated by people whose nipples have been firmly clamped by the flaming chip clip of life. And to be clear, this is not me judging anyone who celebrates Christmas in July. We all need to find happiness in any way we can, and Christmas in July hurts nobody. But when more and more people need to find joy by looking at the Earth's orbit and saying nope, it's not a good sign for things as a whole. See, I originally thought that Christmas in July was invented by Hallmark as a way to sell more cards and get more people to watch their terrible movies. By the way, if you can tell any of those movies apart, you are a much smarter, much less busy person than I, with the patience of either a Saint or a Cleveland Browns fan. But I looked it up, and it turns out that Christmas in July was first celebrated in America by a girls' summer camp in North Carolina in the year 1933. You know what else happened in 1933? The worst year of the Great Depression! Of course the practice of pretending it's Christmas when it's obviously not was born in the same year that America was swimming upstream in Creek with their mouths wide open. At that point, what else did they have? Why not lie to your calendars? And that's where we seem to be headed. I feel that Christmas in July is becoming more and more popular. And you know what else is becoming more and more popular? Awfulness. And I absolutely believe there is a correlation between the popularity of Christmas in July and the popularity of putrescence. We allowed a convicted felon who incited an insurrection to become president again, and Nazis are back. I don't think I really need to say any more. That is not at all good. And during all this time of stagnant wages, rising prices, increasing costs of living, and the complete dissolution of truth and expertise, I have seen more and more people celebrating Christmas in July. Coincidence? I think not! People just want to have something to celebrate because the list of reasons to celebrate is decreasing exponentially. But come on, y'all, it's not like we have no holidays in July. We have the 4th of July. What, you don't want to celebrate America? Never mind, I get it. But this year, it's intensified. My job just celebrated halfway to Christmas on June 25th. I know that's already a thing, but in all the years I've been there, my job has never celebrated halfway to Christmas. But it makes sense that it would happen the same year that we have weekly constitutional crises, the threat of World War III, and 2 assassinations that became yesterday's news almost instantly. Life has truly swaddled you in a barbed wire blanket if you have to hinge your happiness on a holiday half a year away. But I also found an example of people celebrating Christmas in July in September. Not Christmas in September, Christmas in July in September. Can you imagine the ferocity with which life doth spanked you to feel the need to celebrate a fake celebration of Christmas? And you know what year this extra fake celebration happened? 2020. The worst year in America since 1933. These are not the years we want our history to rhyme with. But to add more layers in addition to the early celebrations of Christmas, have you noticed that Halloween season keeps starting earlier and earlier? When I was a kid, it was basically just like the whole month of October, maybe a tiny bit earlier. But now we're getting spooky at the beginning of August. I feel like it gets longer and longer every year. And I'm not actually complaining. I love spooky season and I love the holiday season. I celebrate both of them extensively for the reasons I have just presented. But I don't think it's a good sign for us that we have to keep scraping to find joy by celebrating Christmas earlier, and we keep starting the celebration of the season full of death earlier. To me, that feels like we desperately want joy more than usual, and we desperately want death more than usual. That's not a good combination and not a good sign that we are all collectively doing okay. And like I said before, I do not judge nor begrudge anyone for feeling the need to celebrate either of these seasons early, Because like I said, we do have to find happiness where we can, and I am one of you. But I would also like to live in an America where people don't have to extend the celebrations of beloved holidays just to feel some semblance of serenity. How is that too much to ask?